Happy Friday. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be here right now. This is like such a throwback, but I love it. I was just shuffling songs on this playlist. It has me giving me life that I created a while ago. Seriously. How can you have a bad day when you're listening to this, you know? It's also a major throwback to How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Yes. It's the perfect day for this announcement. Holy shit, I'm so excited. I seriously could not possibly be more excited. Like, I have been looking forward to this for months, all week, as I've been teasing you guys mercilessly, which I'm not sorry about. I fully support me teasing you guys. But I am excited to be here and to share this new membership space with you and to open it up to you, to open the doors. Oh my God, it's just the most exciting moment. I'm so freaking excited. I did so much journaling this morning and so much thinking about what this space means to me as I just having lunch now. Perfect, Daisy. What amazing timing. Thank you for coming in live. And hello to everybody live, everybody watching a replay, everybody watching this on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or wherever you're watching this. But I just did so much reflecting on what this space meant to me and how, and the vibe of this space and like just everything about it. And it's been such a great morning. And then I went and I celebrated that I was opening these doors to you today by getting myself a new little outfit, which yes, I am wearing and I am feeling. And I got myself some flowers and some just yummy food, and it's been such a great day. And so my cup is like so full right now, and I'm so ready to just fill yours up and invite you into this unbelievable space that I've created for us, because this isn't a space just for you. This is a space for me. It's a space for us to come and to play together and to be raw and real and authentic together and to grow together and transform together and move through our shit together and manifest new shit together. I mean, it's gonna be freaking incredible, and I'm just so, like, my smile, I just can't stop. And I pulled a card. If you watched my story earlier today, I haven't pulled a card on Instagram and like posted it for you guys, like pulled a card for our community in so long. And this is the card that I pulled, and it's on my story. If you can read that. It says, "My greatest spiritual shifts don't come through force. They come through freedom." You guys, the name of this membership, I mean, let's just get right to it. The name of this new sacred space is the Portal of Peace. And it is all about liberation and about freedom. Freedom from our minds, freedom from our thoughts, so that we can tap into the voice of our soul and tap into our desires and have fun with life. I want to bring the fun and the zest and the happiness back into life, because that is what this has given me. That is what my practices have given me. That's what having supportive safe spaces where I can talk about what I'm going through and about my feelings, that is what they have given to me. They've given me freedom to live my life and be happy. They've given me permission to enjoy my life and to desire what I want and to not make myself wrong for it and to not make myself wrong for my feelings or my thoughts, but to just see them, to witness them, and to keep living my life and doing my thing. And that is what this space is all about. I want to be in a community with women again that is fun and that is playful and that is also centered around the idea that you're safe, that you're not alone, that you're supported, and here are solutions that can continue to support you in your daily practice that move you from that space of fear to freedom, and from doubt to confidence, and from uncertainty to clarity and to intuitive knowing. This membership is so much more than a membership. It's so much more than a membership. This is a community. It's a sisterhood. I created this not to be a place where I just dump content on you. You are going to get, and I bring my raw, real, authentic self in everything that I do. But I'm going to share a lot inside this community. I'm going to share what I'm going through and what I'm processing and what I'm moving through in this community. And because I believe that as a leader in my life and in my business and as a leader in this community, if I don't show up the way I want you to show up, then why would I expect you to do that? I've always led by example. I think that's where the power is in being a leader. It's by saying, I'm a leader. I'm here to teach you. I'm here to guide you. I'm here to help you. But I'm also going through my own stuff too. And that's okay. That's human. That's so much of what I talk about online, right? And I'm going to be honoring my human in this space and honoring your human. And we're going to be there to support each other and to give each other solutions and a safe space to be who we are while we're stepping into our next evolution, because we're always co-creating. We're always stepping into our next evolution. And it's where you put your focus. That's where your energy and attention go. And so if right now you're focused on the doubt and you're focused on the fear and you feel paralyzed in your journey, it's shifted up. Let's move it. And this is what this space was created to bring to you, a space of support and safety for us to be ourselves, for us to be raw and real and candid. And I'm so excited about the community aspect of this, you guys, because I have spent so long designing it and trying out different communities. This is not hosted on social media. This is not a Facebook group. No, it's going to be hosted through a completely separate platform that gets you off of that kind of scrolling. This is a place where you're going to go when you want to enter the portal of peace. And what's so freaking special about this space is that it is a combination of talk therapy type practices and solutions. So I'm not even talking about, I haven't even talked about the content yet, right, you guys, right? I'm just talking about the community. In the community, when you log into our Mighty Networks portal of peace and you enter that portal of peace, you have different categories of forums. It has its own feed, right? And it'll have all of our live events will be in there. Everything, like it'll be links to everything, a calendar. You'll be able to turn notifications on and off for different things and follow different topics. But it has different categories that you can use to support you in your journey. And I'm really proud of this because this was an important part of finding a network and creating a network online that was going to serve this community in the way that I wanted it to, because Facebook was not that place. Facebook was not that place. And so what I did was I created an entire separate platform hosted on a different network that's outside of social media completely. And there are these unbelievable categories. We can always add more, but the different topics that you can go into in categories, one of them is a dump it out and let it go section. And this is a space like your journal almost, but where you can go to feel validated by other sisters that are in this space with you. It is where I want you to brain dump what you're feeling, brain dump what you're going through, like you're talking to your best friend, and just let it go. It's not a space for solutions. This forum is separate from that completely. So this is a space where you can go whenever you're just having a lot of negative thoughts and you can just get rid of them. Get them out of your head. Help yourself process them in this space. And there's no support, nobody's gonna try to fix it for you in this forum. It's just where you go to get your feelings out. Then there's a separate one for coaching, and it's called Ask for Help. And it's where maybe after you've processed, or maybe you've gone through a practice and something came up and you're like, this is going on and I would love some support. I would love some solutions and some ideas from you guys on, has anybody else gone through something like this? And you could share a little bit more about it and about maybe where you want to go, or maybe you don't know where you want to go. And it's peer support. And then I'll obviously be in the community as well. So we have those two unbelievably beautiful pieces, right? Then, I'm just pulling it up here so I can look at it while I'm on live with you because it's special. Then we have a section called Celebrate Yourself. Celebrate yourself. And celebration is so important to me because a lot of times we celebrate ourselves, and I was telling my masterminders this morning, a lot of times we celebrate ourselves when we've like reached a goal or hit a milestone, but we forget to celebrate ourselves in the pursuit of it and all of the little wins along the way. And this is a place where you're just gonna tell us your wins. How are you getting closer to your desires? How are you feeling more peace in your body? What are these practices doing for you? Celebrate all of them. We want to celebrate with you. And so there's a whole place to just celebrate yourself. There's another category for daily practice accountability. So there is quite a bit of content in this membership. And one of the things that a lot of people are looking for when they're practicing is accountability. Who am I? How am I just going to start this by myself? I'm going to like feel, am I actually going to do it? Am I going to show up for myself? This is a space where you make that commitment to yourself and you say, and your other sisters, and you say, I'm going to check in once every day, or I'm going to check in once a week when I do my practice. And then you can go and use this community for accountability, where you check in when you do your practice. And then there's a whole category of our live events. So let's get into the content, because I can't not talk about the content. It's like, for everybody, I know Lauren just jumped in, Steph just jumped in. I wish I could like rewind and go back to the beginning, because I want you guys to watch it from the beginning, because now I'm kind of like deep in the what you get with this. But the beginning kind of set the stage, you know, so promise me you'll just like go back after it and watch it for me. Hi guys. So anyway, that's just the community side, right? And then there's all this content, and you guys have no idea how long I spent just like letting go and trusting that the right content would come through, because the idea for the Portal of Peace and this monthly membership came to me months ago. And I was like, no, I'm not doing this now. This doesn't feel right now. And I just sat with it. It's so funny, because old Abby would have been like, I've got to do this right now. I got to rush it. I got to force it. I got to like fully divine masculine it and just like do. And this is like, was born fully of the feminine. Like I had dreams that put pieces together. I came out of meditations and did journaling that put pieces together for me. And one of those was the content, because something that I didn't want to do was like create a membership that like I felt like I had to create a certain type of content for it. And it just felt like stuffy, because that's how it's how other memberships have worked for me in the past, where I've been like, I pigeonhole myself in content and I'm like, but what's the intention behind it, right? So with Portal of Peace, I started completely with the intention, and I posted that yesterday on my feed. So some of you may have seen that. It's also on the enrollment page. But I let the content just come naturally. And here is like how this was born. I came out of this meditation one day and I was like thinking just these thoughts of like, you know what I'm really good at? This was me in my head, right? You know what I'm really good at? Being a hype girl. I am a really fucking good hype girl. And what I mean by that is like, I will hype you up, tell you how fucking amazing you are, tell you how limitless you are, tell you how you can have everything that you want, only good things are coming. Like and not like toxic positivity, right? Like, but I am just good at like hyping people up. I love doing it. I love making people feel good. It's my favorite thing, is to make people feel good. And that is how this content basically came to me, because I was like, this content needs to support people and hype people. That's going to be a piece of it. Because I want everybody to start their day and like feel really fucking good. Like I can take on the world today. So I like hype my daughter like crazy, right? So we get up, and Tim actually kind of started it, but then now it's gotten bigger and bigger. And we get up in the morning and she says like, we say today, and she say is great. She says is great. And we say Isla's gonna do, and she says great things. And we say Daddy's gonna do, and she says great things. And we say Mommy's gonna do, and she says great things. And it's the cutest thing ever. I fucking love it. And so I'm like, I want people to like feel this energy from me every single day. Thanks, girl. You know they knew. Anyway, I want people to feel this energy every single day. I want people to wake up and feel good being a part of this membership every day. And so one of the monthly pieces of content is your daily hype track. And it's just me being your fucking hype girl for like 5 to 10 minutes. And you're just going to put it on. And then afterwards, you're going to feel like a total badass. Like you can just do anything. And it'll change. Every month, there's going to be a different theme around the content. So it'll change. But that's one of the pieces of content is I was like, I want to be their hype girl. I want them to feel this from me every day. So that's one piece of content. Another piece, which I shared earlier in the week, is there will be a daily practice. And I don't know how long that's going to be because the one for April is going to be a little bit longer. The one for May may be a little bit shorter. I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. It's going to be up to me. I'm bringing all my tools. This is my membership that I've curated, right? So one daily practice might involve tapping and a meditation and a short Reiki session. I can do what I want, right? I can do whatever I feel like you guys need for that month, whatever I feel like is calling to me for that month. I want this to be able to be fluid and stay fluid. So what I'm saying is every month you will have a daily practice that will serve you in moving from pain to peace and moving from fear to freedom, from doubt to confidence, from uncertainty to I fucking know exactly what I want to do. You know, it's going to be awesome. So you'll have a practice that will support you. So those two things are recorded, and those come out on the 1st of every month. Then there are live pieces to this membership. What? It gets better. It does. It gets better. It just keeps getting better. Can you believe? So every month we will meet twice live. So we will have a live, like deep dive is what I'm calling it, embodiment practice. And that's a bigger version of your daily practice. So where we'll come together for like an hour to 90 minutes and we will do a practice. It may be like a somatic type of embodiment experience, like a movement meditation. I always incorporate a lot of things into those practices, so it's not just one thing. A lot of times we'll start and we'll tap. We'll move into kind of a somatic release, like dropping into the body, release from the body integration work. We may do a little meditation or a little breath work. We might end with a Reiki session. They're a little bit different every single time, but they will be like a full immersive and integrative practice with me, and they'll be different every single month. And of course you have access to like all previous content. Everything's recorded, all that good stuff. Our second meeting each month will be a coaching call, which you guys, I don't do coaching calls in my I don't know, like I don't just like do them very often. The people that get coaching from me are my private clients and my mastermind clients, and then I'll usually do at least one, or usually do around one when I'm doing a course. But you're gonna get one every month. We're gonna have a new coaching conversation where you'll bring all your questions. You'll have an opportunity to get one-on-one coaching. I may do some group coaching based on questions that come up in the membership community. And inside that community, there is a space for questions. There will be a space for questions for every coaching. So if you can't come to the coaching call, you'll be able to submit your questions ahead of time. And I'll be able to answer those on the call for you. And you can watch the replay whenever you're ready. So, gosh. And then you obviously have the private community and any bonuses and extra little things I want to surprise you with whenever those come, whatever those might be. So those are all the details, right? Like the nitty gritty of the Portal of Peace and of this new membership. And I know I spoke to the intention and the energy already, but what I want you guys to understand about this space is that the intention in my work and in what I do is liberation for women. That's it. I want women to understand that coping and managing fear and stress and doubt and negative emotions and mental health is not the best you can do. I want to shift that narrative completely. It's oddly upsetting to me when I hear someone say that, like, you just have to cope with your anxiety, or you just have to manage your anxiety. That, like, gives me anxiety because I'm like, please don't believe it. Don't believe that. I want to change the story. I want to change the belief, because here's the thing. You are allowed to fully heal from it, and for life to be completely different for you than just coping and managing. Managing isn't good enough. It's just not good enough. Coping isn't good enough. I want to set a new standard. I want women to set a new standard for themselves. Healing, shifting your relationship to your fear, to your emotions, changing your perspective. Fully living in a new state is all possible. It's literally right there. I am it. I am it. This is why I do what I do, and why I'm so damn passionate about what I do, is because I have been in generalized anxiety and chronic stress and lived in that space, and I have lived in complete peace and surrender and love. And I can tell you that the latter is better, right? It feels better. But the belief needs to be changed. The standard needs to be changed, because I thought for so long, and this kind of came from years of going to therapy, like spinning my wheels in therapy a little bit, where you're kind of thinking about the past a lot, and you're not so focused on the present or the future. You do focus on the present, but you're focusing on, like, tools that help you manage, tools that help you cope. What if I give you tools that help you heal? What would you say to that? Because that is what these practices do. It's not just woo-woo energy, you guys. This is about working with the nervous system. It's about strengthening your nervous system so that your sensitivity and your reactivity isn't so triggered by certain thoughts or emotions or external things. You become more sovereign in yourself when you use these tools and these practices that I'm going to give you, because you start to trust yourself. You let go of the fear narrative. And when you can let go of that, and you can look at your fear and say, because I have fear doesn't mean I have anxiety. I fucking hate, just put it out there, diagnoses a lot of times with this stuff, especially around anxiety. Not that, like, the diagnosis itself isn't bad. I should separate this out. It's not that I hate the diagnosis. I hate the attachment we give to the diagnosis, because it causes, like, fucked up stories in our mind of things that, like, we can't change about ourselves, where they're part of our personality or part of our character. An emotion cannot be who you are. No. It's literally lies from the devil. Emotion, you cannot be an emotion. Like, emotion is energy in motion. It's meant to move through. When we're stuck in anxiety, when we're stuck in depression, we get stuck in emotions, in the intensity of emotions. But what practicing does, and also what processing in the space that I've created, when you feel safe enough to, what was that quote? I posted it from Gabby Bernstein on my story today. It was like, when we feel safe enough to express our fears is when we start to heal. Something to that effect. Oh gosh, that's, like, literally why this space was created. It's why this new membership exists. So much of it. I can get into that in a second. But what was I talking about? The diagnosis? Was that what I was talking about? This pregnancy brain for you guys. Anyway, when we get stuck in our emotions, it's all we can feel is that one emotion. And even when we feel another emotion, it's not our natural state, right? Our natural state becomes the emotion that we're stuck in. And so we're just, like, living it over and over and over again. And then it becomes chronic. and we can't stop feeling it. We can't move out of it. And so then we try to like bring practices in that help us manage it. But what we're going to do is move through it. So like right now, the practices that you may have that like help you manage it or cope with it, it's like this is the emotion and these are the practices, and they like, you know, make it a little smaller, right? But you're still like hitting a wall. Integration through the practices that we're going to do, like literally knock the whole thing down so that you get to move through it. And the more you move through it, the more you believe that it can be different. And the more you believe it, the more you become it, until all of a sudden you wake up and for 2 weeks you haven't had anxiety in the morning and you don't know why. You haven't woken up with it. Hi, Naomi. And it's like, you're like, is this my life? What's happening? Wait, what? I don't think I've really felt anxiety for the last week. This is so weird. I don't think I felt fear. And I want to say too, it doesn't have to feel like chronic stress or anxiety, right? Though that's my story and that's what I speak to often. It can be a fear of anything. A fear of not finding a loving partner or having a loving partnership. Self-doubt, not loving your body, not having enough money. It could be any kind of fear. It doesn't have to be chronic stress and anxiety. It's what I speak to a lot, again, because it's my story. But we all have fears. And shifting our relationship to our fear is what liberates us. Shifting our relationship to all our emotions liberates us because it helps us to move through them. And you know what? I just got this hit that I should read this to you guys. Let me see. It is the main, it's on the enrollment page. I'm going to read it because it's a post that I wrote. Here we go. It's a post that I wrote a couple weeks ago when I was in Florida. And, you know, there are posts that I look back on, and I was telling this to a private client the other day. There are posts that I look back on, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I wrote that. I remember when I wrote that. And then there are posts that I look back on, and I'm like, that was channeled. I mean, like, I don't think I could write that again the way that I wrote it. And this is one of those. And this was when I was like, having those dreams about Portal of Peace, and like the rest of the content was coming together and all of that. So I'm going to read it to you. Emotions are meant to act like water, moving over us, cascading down our skin, covering us in the experience of the moment, feeling the cold or hot sensation and then nothing, like a wave of intensity that fades completely until the next one arrives. It took me a long time to see my feelings this way, as expressions of life's complexity. Instead, I saw them as meanings and characteristics of who I was and how I lived. My emotions carried an intensity along with attachment, making them powerful inside and outside of the moment. So powerful that I could recall and feel them over and over, like it was all happening again. It's what kept me in a cycle of fear, trying to control and predict based on past emotions. And when new emotions came in, I needed to know why. To find a way to give the feeling a deeper meaning, to satisfy my need for control over my emotions. But the more I practiced acknowledging my feelings as experiences in time, the easier it was to let them go, to let them wash over me like water. They stopped defining my being and started expanding my consciousness. Every experience, even the challenging ones, didn't mean anything about who I was, except that I was human. I let them all be okay. The thoughts, the feelings, the sensations. I stopped making them mean something, and I let myself be fully present with the experience of each one. And changing my relationship to my emotions changed my entire life, because the power I was giving to each one came flooding back to me, and I was able to decide what came next, and that was liberation. I have goosebumps. That post is like just everything. It's just my story. It's just my story told in a way that I like never thought I could tell it. But it's so true that we get so stuck in these emotions and we attach them and we make them mean so much. And they don't have to mean so much. They don't have to mean that we're bad people or that we're anxious people. They can just mean that we're scared right now. And then we don't have to be scared in a couple hours. This space, you guys, is really special to me because one of the most fulfilling things that I do is being in community with women. And I have been in community with women through my courses, but a membership space. So this is like the lowest possible investment to be in my energy that you have access to, right? It's the lowest price point I've offered of anything in the last year. And not only, it's not just about me. It's not about like being around my energy and being around my vibe. It's not just about that. It's about having a space where you feel safe to be seen and heard and understood, and where you feel like you can go for support. Because when it comes to fear and stress and anxiety and mental health, many of us don't have those spaces. Or sometimes we have those spaces and they're safe sometimes and safe not all the time, right? So then we don't know when we can really express ourselves, or if we can really be ourselves. Maybe I'll read this next part to you too. Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to read this whole enrollment page to you. It's taken a devotion to practices that support my health and wellness in mind, body, and spirit to learn how to change my relationship with all my emotions, but especially with fear. A devotion that didn't always feel easy, and some days that I wanted to just forget and let the bad feelings overwhelm me and just lean all the way into being a victim of my life and lay in bed and feel bad for myself. But my dreams have always been bigger than my excuses. And what I wanted, I knew I was meant to have. And that was inner peace, trust, and happiness. That pull kept me moving and growing and evolving and asking more of myself. And I'm so glad I never gave up. I'm so glad I never gave into the coping and the managing paradox. Because I could have not believed. I could have not believed that something better existed, but I just knew it. My soul knew it. Said it over and over and over again. All right, I'll keep reading. And I'm so glad I never gave up, that I never surrendered to the fears and the pain, to the rampant victim mentality, and have allowed myself to see the beauty in it all, to hear the message in the mess, and to pursue knowledge, feeling, and integration above everything else. So I could step into the space of mastery, learn it deeply enough to share it, to teach it, and to help others find it for themselves. Because I wish someone had helped me. I wish I'd let someone in. My truth is that I felt really alone during my struggle. There were a few therapists along the way, but nothing that stuck. I didn't have a coach, a mentor, and the friends and family I let see the real struggle were few and far between. But when I started my first community, 3S Fitness, shout out to OG 3S Fitters, everything changed. I spoke up, used my voice, led through vulnerability, and I shared my story loudly and with conviction. And in doing so, I got the greatest gift I ever could. People who saw me, who understood me, who told me over and over that I wasn't alone. And it wasn't a verbal or a written contract that I made with God in that moment, but a subtle, energetic one, where I promised to continue to show up and remind women that they are not alone in whatever they're going through, and to create spaces that made them feel seen and heard and held and safe to be who they are while pursuing their next evolution. This is the story of the Portal of Peace. It's a space for you, for me, for us, and I'm so excited to welcome you in. I'm so excited to welcome you in. It's just an understatement. Like, I don't have the right words, it's just a feeling. It's just such an intense feeling. It's why I wanted to share this way. I wanted you to know more about it far before I ever came on here, because I knew that you needed to experience the practice, the energy, the hype track, the just intention. I wanted you to know all of that before I opened the doors to it, because coming on here and trying to share all of it in one live was never going to work for me, because it's almost indescribable, the feeling of opening this space. It's been so long since I've opened a space like this, and I decided there are no like special bonuses with this membership because it's at such a low price, and there's a monthly option and a 6-month option, and if you do the 6-month membership, you do get 1 month free. It's not like it's calculated to be 1 month free, so it's one payment today or whenever you register, and then one payment 3 months from now. So it's not a monthly payment, it's 2 payments, which saves you one of the 1 month, which gives you a month free, essentially, is what I'm saying. Okay, that's enough, Abby. What was I saying? What was I saying right before that? I was getting to another point. There's not like a bonus that necessarily comes with it. Although when you log in and you get into the membership site, and then you get into the member portal where the content is held. So it's 2 separate places, one community and one portal, but there's a link to the community in the membership portal where all the content is. You have a welcome transmission from me. You have a video on tapping, like how to tap. You have a tapping session for your best self and next evolution that requires snaps. And then you also have a Reiki session for claiming your power. Yes, that are waiting for you in there. So you already have content in there. April's content will be released on Monday. It will come out the 1st of every month, but because I'm launching on April 2nd, I'm making it on the first Monday of the month, so that will come out on Monday for you. Especially because you have all this new content when you join anyway, so you'll have a few things to get started in there. So I'm not doing any other planned bonus right now because it is at such a low price point, and there's already some great stuff in there for you. But what I am going to do, because this is a founding member, this is first enrollment, you guys. So you're all founding members. Anybody who joins this first round of enrollment, I consider an OG founding member, right? The first 5 founding members for this membership are going to be mailed a special little intuitive surprise for me. And I'm going to, it's going to be different for each person. And I'm so stupid excited about it because gifts are actually really low on my love language. In terms of how I like to receive love, but I fucking love to give love in the form of gifts. So I'm going to send the first 5 founding members a little gift from me. So you'll see the enrollment page has your shipping address, and that's why. It also has on there this little special bonus. But yeah, because I'm going to celebrate you. My first 5 founding members. Eee, so exciting. Do you guys have questions? Do you have thoughts? Are you fucking excited? Are you amped? Do you want to come play with me? How are we feeling? I'm going to take a drink of water. I've got the worst allergies, and I've never had allergies before, but I think it's because I'm pregnant, so I just have like a dry throat all the time and like a dry nose. It's so odd. Sounds great, Daisy. The link is in my bio too, you guys. You can totally go and get on the enrollment page right now. Be one of those first 5. Oh. Do you guys have questions or thoughts or comments or anything else that you want me to talk about? I don't think I have anything else. The next live I'm going to do will be revealing the April content. But if you're in hell fucking yes. If you're in the Portal of Peace, I already put up the April header for you. So you'll see it as soon as you log in. But my next live will definitely be talking about the April content. Oh my God, I literally got like, woo! Like that's what I felt like I needed to do. Just said the April content because it's like, ooh, that's how it just like gives me all the feelings for April. I'm so pumped too, Steph. Oh my God, so good. And masterminders, one-on-one clients, you guys have your codes because you get a special deal. Um, Anything else? That's it, you guys. That's what I wanted to talk to you about today. I wanted to share this membership. I wanted to stop teasing you. I'm going to unveil the name when we're done with this live. I'm going to put up the header as the IGTV image. So I'll unveil the name to everybody. And I'm just so freaking excited to welcome you guys. I just, like what I wrote this morning in my journal, the first thing I wrote about, like, what do I want is I want to play in a fun community space with tons of other women. That is what I want. It's what I want. I want us all to, like, come together, to support each other, to practice together, to have a shit ton of fun together. Come on. Can we do that? Can we please do that? Can we have a fun space together where we hype each other up and we give each other support? And we talk about the hard stuff too, but where we come back to feeling good over and over and over again. We practice feeling good over and over and over again, and we liberate women all over the fucking world. Can we do that, please? Please, can we do that? I just want to do that so bad. I just want to liberate women. I want you guys to be, to just feel free. Because when we feel free, there are no limits. When we feel free, there are no boundaries. When we feel free, everything opens up because nothing is holding us back anymore. And that is why I say your next evolution. Whatever is holding you back, let's just free you of it. You don't need it. Clearly, it's not serving you. It's not doing anything good for you. Let's pursue something better, something so good. I can't wait. I can't wait to see who the first 5 founding members will be and to send them gifts. It's going to be I get to go shopping. Every time that you guys invest for the first 5 people, I'm going to like go shopping and like send you a present. And I'm so excited. All right. I love you so much. Thank you for joining me for this live or watching the replay. And I'll see you guys inside the portal of peace. Mwah.